So, as I was explaining earlier to the light workers, that open lights, open a light for spirits to come in and move on, right? Of course, there are different ways, but I'm just gonna generalize because, again, I don't have much time to talk so much about it. So I'm gonna give an example. Okay, let's say this water bottle, right? This water bottle is a light that you were entrusted by God in heaven, that you have that spiritual gift to use, right? Now, let's say that this phone, right? This phone is you, okay? We know spiritually water is energy, right? If you talk positive to it, what happens to it? And this has been scientifically proven. You can do your research. When you talk positive to water, something good happens to it. When you talk evil, something bad happens to it. And this is, again, do research about it. It's scientifically proven, okay? So water is like a base in absorption. That's the same for light. It's the same for light. That's why you have Himalayan salt, right? That they use as a lamp, as a light. Because again, it projects energy. It's a connection. So let's say this is your gift, this is the light, and this is you, the phone, right? Let's say, for example, I'm using objects here to explain. So this is you, this is the phone, you are the phone, and this is your light. Now, of course, this light is not always turned on, right? It's not always turned on because you have bad days. You have good days. You have days where you're stressed out. You have days where you're tense, and you have days where you're so drained. And most light workers are empathic healers. So that takes a lot of energy when you're opening the light. Again, there are things that we need to do before you even open the light, right? Before you use the light, okay? You have to be in the right energy, right? And you guys know I constantly, educate in energy, right? That's why I was talking about the duality, the sharing of duality with twin flames, which I thought that I deleted. I guess it wasn't meant for me to delete it because I know I did delete it, but it's still there. So, it's still there. I just realized that today while I was, looking into my YouTube. So, now, if you are a light worker, you're an empathic healer, we all agree. Now, empathic healers can heal, right? Not only energy, but they can heal the space. I repeat, you can heal the space. So, let's say if you're in an abandoned home, right? You go to an abandoned home. And the reason why you went to an abandoned home is because a spirit came to you and started asking for help. Whatever help that may be, okay? So you go there, alone or with somebody who's also a light worker, a spiritual worker. No. Of course, in the back of your mind, your higher self speaks to you and tells you, use your light, open the light so that the spirit can move on. The people can move on. Now, the one thing here, if you are not cleansed within, meaning to say you were stressed that day, you were drained from other people taking in your energy and you giving out your energy, and there are things that we allow to affect us, right? Let's be honest. It doesn't hurt to be honest. We're not perfect. We're living in this human body that's filled with a lot of weaknesses, okay? So, it's just natural. Sometimes we get affected by the things of this world, like the news, not all the time you hear good news, right? Especially in politics right now, it's like hell. So it's natural, you get affected by it. Now, if you open the light and you go to an abandoned home that's filled with negative, evil energy. Not just negative, evil. And I will tell you right now, 99.9% every abandoned home or place or land has evil energy. You may not see it right away, but it's hiding within that land. So either that or there's an evil connection to that land prior from someone either opening something that they shouldn't have opened. So I'm going as fast as I can here. You go to that abandoned home or abandoned land, abandoned place. You open your light without protecting the space. What happens? This is the light. This is you. You are projecting energy through you to this light, so this light can open. You're like a wall socket, and this light is plugging into you. You're plugging in. Get it? It's a connection. So without you, this light's not gonna work. Without the light, you cannot do what you're supposed to do. So when you try to do it in the wrong time, unprepared, when I say unprepared, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, those three things always come hand in hand. You cannot do it without the other. Why? Because if that land or that place or that house, abandoned house, whatever building, again I said, what did I say earlier? 99.9% every abandoned place, land, building, home, whatever it is, there's always an evil in there, hiding. Okay? So, if you are not one, not cleansed, not ready to take this energy and project it out, to use it, evil can see that. There are evil demons hiding in these places. They know you and they can see this light. So when they see a light, what is the natural action to do? I'm going to put you in a perspective of a demonic presence mentally so that you understand what I'm trying to say, because again, it takes experience to be able to understand what you need to do, because you need to know what's happening, right? You cannot drive in a road and not see where you're heading, correct? You cannot block danger from happening if you do not see it coming at you. So, it's just natural for evil spirits, demonic presence, demonic entities to come after you when they see this light being projected, when they see this light being opened. Because what is the purpose? You really think they want you to help the spirits that have been wanting to move forward, to move on? They will do all they can to stop you. So, again, we're at war, right? We're in spiritual war. So, you may ask me, well, what is needed? I mean, God has gifted me this ability. I need to use this ability. This is my mission. This is my purpose. I need to fulfill my task. What have I been saying in all my videos? You start with you. There's a certain part of arrogance in certain light workers, and I'm being real. I'm not saying this to offend you. I'm saying this to be real. And you have to be receptive, okay? To take it in. Acknowledge it. Because when you acknowledge it, it means there's room to change and there's room for improvement. But if you are closing that door and you continue to tell yourself, oh no, I've been doing it fine. I've been helping, I've been having spirits move on. I don't have issues going to, this and that. I have faith in God. God has protected me. There's a reason why I'm posting this video. Remember that there's a reason why I'm posting this video and I'm talking about it. It's for you, because right at this very moment, dark entities and demonic presence have multiplied by 10. So if you are arrogant, well, there's no space for change. If there's no space for change, continue to do what you're doing. You will put yourself in harm more than you think. You're confident in your arrogance. So if you are not arrogant and you are listening to what I'm saying, there is a way to protect yourself. And there is a way to protect that space. And that is why I said, through dreams, talk to me. Come to me. Show yourself to me. And I'm speaking to your higher self. And the reason why I'm saying this, talk to me through dreams, is because I'm not going to post on here publicly where there are many who are allowing themselves to be used by demonic, evil entity, evil spirits, whatever. I don't want them to know. I don't want them to know. There are certain things that should be hidden, correct? It's like a chessboard game. Are you going to show everybody? Are you going to show your opponent your moves? What's your next move? You're not. That's not how you win the game, right? If you're truly a highly spiritually gifted and your higher self has watched this video because your spirit guide guided you to watch this video, talk to me through dreams. Conversate with me. Introduce yourself to me. My higher self will have a conversation with you and will instruct you and teach you and tell you what needs to be done, what you need to do before you continue to do what you were called to do. Because again, it's a different game now. And I myself was told to inform this to all of you. The heavens themselves have informed me that many of you have been distracted, whether it be you're now having paranormal activities at home. They followed you at home, and now you're having all these things flying everywhere. You feel a presence, you feel things that's just not normal anymore. Again, stop the arrogance. Stop it. It's not going to do any good. Be humble to accept failure time to time, right? It's part of it. It's part of learning. It's part of spiritual maturity. It's part of spiritual growth. So that's all I'm going to say. Talk to me through dreams. I'm inviting all of you. Okay? No. The one thing I also have to say, I know, because of who I am, spiritually, and my twin, we can't avoid that there are many dark spirits, dark people, satanic worshippers, who are probably following me on YouTube, watching my videos. And it's 2:44. Look at that. It's 2:44 and I'm talking about it. You see that? Nothing is coincidence. I know, because of who we are, it's inevitable and it's unavoidable. The attention that we get, especially from the dark side of the spirit world. But with that being said, I would not be back posting videos if my twin and I were not ready. I will say it again. I will not be posting videos. I will not be back on YouTube if my twin and I are not ready. That alone is a warning. It's a warning. So, I just wanted to say that. Again, okay? Please, I hope you guys listen to me, and I hope you guys take to account everything that I'm saying. There's a way, there's another way, there's a better way to do things. And not all the time you have to announce it publicly, even in groups. Because God gave you that light. Of all the people in the world, He gave it to you. There's a reason for that. You don't need anyone else but Him and you. So, what am I saying? Your worst enemy is you. Be humble to admit that. Take away the arrogance. Because I will tell you right now, if you think you've been successful, many of you believe you've been so successful. The heavens wouldn't have told me if you really were successful. What does that tell you? You haven't been. And that's why I'm making this video. I will only help those who are open to be helped. But if you don't come forward to me, I'm not gonna help you. That's all.